How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel, and a big welcome to you, Destined. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to yap about Watcher of Realms.
Let's get on with the yapping then. We've been doing a lot of giggling behind the scenes. I will say, we're talking about something you guys can see. We're on the test server, and we're talking about something I know we both have, both in our content and I know behind the scenes, expressed a huge interest in, and that is the upcoming banner. We don't know when exactly it's coming, but we've got a banner with this chick right here, huh?
Yeah, right up my alley. I definitely love upcoming content. I've kind of been known as like the leaker now. So I mean, it's a title I'm happy to have, but definitely just makes me happy to see the upcoming stuff.
Totally. So we're gonna have a nice little preview here. I'll say, so you had a great leak video, which I really did like the video, where you did a little time traveling and you found out about the Lust banner and the Virna skin and stuff like that. And I left what I thought was a very friendly comment on your channel, just being like, hey, just be careful screaming it too loud from the hilltops or something like that. And some people took it the wrong way. So I did want to say sorry. And just to give you my background, I love a leak too. It's just I am always scared of leaks getting plugged. That's where I'm always kind of trying to walk the line, and who knows, probably doing a bad job at it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really mind too much the comment, but I will just say I do like actually spreading stuff personally. It's just the way I like to do it, because although it might
Totally.
get plugged, which it probably will eventually, I would rather spread the information. Also, I can't shut up about secrets, so that's probably why.
Good to know.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Well, let's spread a few more secrets then, huh? Let's let them out of the bag. So what we're gonna do in this video, as you guys can see, we're gonna talk about Lust. We're on the test server. This is all above board. Don't worry, guys. We have a kind of a nightmare-only team with a little bit of support down here. We're bringing Constance, which should be really fun. But we also have something pretty spicy, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So I have prepared. We have, thank you to Terran, who did his decompiling. We have the actual rates for the Lust and Arrogance 10x banner. So I chatted with you a bit, but I thought we could get your initial first impressions. I could give my impressions. We can kind of talk about what this banner is going to look like. And then we're going to display. We're going to head back into the guild boss, and we're going to run this little team. And you guys are going to see how saucy these characters are together and how much fun it really is to play with them.
Yeah, I mean, put it simply, they are pretty broken characters.
Pretty broken.
So this is a very, very exciting banner.
I would say alone, they're like two top 10 legendary heroes in Watcher Realms, and now they're both together and they give each other really strong bond skills. So they're just really
Yeah, so they took Arrogance, one of the best fighters in the game, and they were like, oh, let's just make him better.
yeah.
So,
He's one of the best ults in the game. What if now he did 15% more? He had 15% more attack during that ult. So it's pretty cool
yeah,
stuff.
it's nutty.
So
But I will say I
please.
think he did kind of need a buff to keep being one of the top fighters.
That's
So
an
it's
interesting
definitely
take.
nice.
It's, I mean, for him to remain like top tier, perhaps he did need a little more sauce. But then maybe that's a whole other question we have to address separately at the end. Like, did we need all this? Like, is the power creep keeping on creeping? You know?
Yeah, but I guess you could think of this as an anti-power creep because it's a buff to
yeah.
a pre-existing character. So I definitely would rather them buff than introduce OP characters.
I like that a lot. Yeah, because it's like sometimes it's like when you talk about does Boreas need a nerf? What if we just buffed everyone else? Yeah, I think it's a nice way to do it where the new characters can still be new, shiny, overpowered, and people are going to spend a lot of money on them. But also, you don't have to feel like your old characters are wasted now. So I think that's a great point. Really
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. Though the issue with Boreas, I know he's broken, but the main issue with him being broken is now the standard that every character has to be, the ones included in the game already and in the future, have to be at that level, and if they stay at that level, the game will crumble because the content is not hard enough to sustain.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I actually have A2 Boreas, but like a Boreas, but I would have been happier. Like I know it sounds crazy, but like I didn't need him. He hasn't helped me push any content. Whereas if I had gotten that A1 Cetrum I was looking for, that would have been more of a needle mover. I wasn't, this is a me problem, embarrassment of riches when it comes to my mages all of a sudden. But it's an interesting thing because he's so overtuned. He's not, he can be the hardest carry ever for progression, but for an endgame account, he's kind of just like, he's so strong you don't even need it. You don't need
True.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I can't really look at it from that perspective because I got him when I had only Vierna. I don't have Comet.
Okay.
And I had Venoma with nothing for her to boost. So the second I got Boreas, my account immediately boosted. I beat every 21. I already beat Grade 2 21, but like I beat every other 21.
Yeah.
I pushed Nightmare Void Rift. I was able to just like pop off in all content. I maxed out Esotericist minus the healers because I don't have any. Just with Boreas.
That's crazy. So people must love you have Venoma and Boreas. People must love facing you in arena.
Oh, it's horrible. I do like 40 million with Boreas in one run. Like
that's ridiculous.
Because I only do him for AoE. I don't do any other DPS.
That is ridiculous. Well, let's talk about some other great units because we could just get distracted. But I will say, how about I lead you through this banner? I'll explain it to the viewers as well, and then we can get your thoughts. First thing, we can start with Boreas. So again, he is in that ultra rare. That's the bucket that Seamus and I have titled it, the ultra rare legendary bucket. So actually, Hatsit and Boreas on this banner are rarer than 5 of our lords and Iax. That's pretty nutty. Then you'll see this is our insane. Then this is our typical rare lord bucket, a rare non-lord bucket, rare normal legendary bucket, and you'll see again Comet and Silas are making an appearance in the rare bucket, and that will continue at least from all the banners I've seen moving forward. And then we've got our common bucket. These are all these blues. These are all the heroes that aren't too sexy. And then look at that big rate up, and an interesting rate up. We were talking about this off camera when I first showed it to you. So let's get your thoughts. What are you thinking?
I mean, I think it's good that they're doing rate-ups like this. Like, I did the math in my head when I was showing it earlier, and it looks like they brought it to the regular level, so like as the blue is shown. So they took that percentage, not their normal percentage, because Arrogance is in the rare pool. They took that percentage, they multiplied it by 10, and then I think they subtracted the difference between the blue and the yellow. And then
that's really cool, the math that we were chatting about. I think it's nearly exactly what you said. So, but an interesting thing, right? Because having seen other rates before, and a lot of us have now, and then I know what Lust is going to be in the future. You guys will all know when all that comes as well, and it's all going to be public very, very shortly. But you can see here, this is where Arrogance would be normally, and Lust would be right there. So somewhere in this 0.7, 0.8% on a normal 10x. And then if you were to multiply that, it certainly would not come out to this. So what it does look like it happened, and like you said, is they're treating them as if they were common bucket heroes, 10xing, and then a little penalty, which is like you said, looks like the difference between these two rates. So pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's a much better way to do it than if they were to just 10x it.
Totally. And I would love to point something out that maybe it's caught some people's eyes, maybe it caught yours, but just to make it perfectly clear, on past banners, right? So when we just had the Pharisee Hex banner, because of the way it works out, or what's a better example? Let's talk about the ancient summoning banner we just had with, or the one we have coming up, with Eunomia and Demi. Because Eunomia is the only like non-lord in her bucket on her banner, you have like a much higher chance to get everyone else because there's only one person drawing. But here you have 2 rare bucket heroes getting big over 10x rate ups essentially because they're getting brought up to these rates, 10x and brought down. You actually have a 37% chance to get them. When you include all the other stuff, right? The ultra rares, the rare lords, the normal lords, you're actually at only about a 50-50 chance that you won't get a boring common legendary. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good rate up. Like this is like close to a 50% chance is a good thing. Like I know it's not 50%. But...
Yeah, but essentially like just under a 49% chance to get like the good stuff. So of course there's going to be someone that's unlucky. And I'll probably get comments on my video, maybe you will on yours, being like, well, you said this, this, and this, but I pulled 6 legendaries and they were all Ezreal or something, right? But there's also going to be that person that gets 6 all lucky ones, because, you're going to flip the coin. It can be tails every time. It can be heads every time, but you're probably going to get an even split. So people, should feel pretty nice at their chances to not just get a Lust and an Arrogance, but also, get this constant through Zealot 2, or maybe hit on their lords. I think I think it's darn exciting, actually.
Yeah, it's a great banner. Do you want to explain how it works though?
Yeah, because that'd be important, right? So the way this banner is going to work is if we harken back to like the Falcia banner or Gwendolyn, it's going to be just like that, right? So it's a 10x banner on specific heroes, and then at 250, you're guaranteed to get that exclusive legendary hero, right? So that is going to be Lust. And that is not Arrogance, it's Lust. However, in those other banners, so if you think about the Gwendolyn banner is Gwendolyn and Estrid, right? Who's an epic hero, so a totally different pool. Here, the other hero is going to be Arrogance. TBD if there are epics on the banner as well on Raid Up, but obviously that's a separate rarity bucket to hit. However, there's another legendary. So yes, your chance at getting Lust before 250 is lower. However, if you want to go to 250 and you're going to pick up at least one, if you do it well, 2 legendaries on the way if you manage your pity. And then if you want to keep going, you're going to keep having this 37.128% chance to hit Arrogance or Lust, Arrogance or Lust. You know, so you get that guaranteed Lust at 250, but aside from that, just a normal baller 10x with 2 of the best heroes in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much of a better way to do it because instead, generally they do the 250 banner and then they do another 10x for something random for the people who don't want to go for it. But this way they're just compacting it into the same thing, and I think that's just a lot better of a way to do it.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I think actually this would have been right before you started playing, because were you there for the Reeves banner?
No, I was so far after. I started a little bit before Falcia.
Oh, okay, wow, okay. So to explain that to you, in case you don't know, or any viewers that might not know, they actually paired an exclusive banner for Reeve, 250, with a pretty awesome banner, 10x for Arrogance. It also had Razak on it, but you had to make a lot. Anyone that wasn't a big whale was like, am I going to go for Reeve or am I going to go for Arrogance? Or a lot of people were like, I'm probably not going to get either, right? So that was like a real choice. Here, you have 2 awesome units, and they're on the same banner, and there's a guarantee. So it's kind of, you're right, everything's stacking up really nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similarly to the Gwendolyn Boreas thing, there were 2 banners on that. I think Falcia had Falcia and something else. I don't remember exactly, but
Falcia, and then it was Calypso and Aelin, I think was the other one. Yeah, good point. Yeah, another good point.
That's why I don't remember, because it was the worst banner I think we've ever had.
I did get my first Calypso, which was fun, because I'd been wanting her.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so then one more reason, and I'm just going to tell you, my take, best banner ever so far. I just think there's so many positives with this banner. I don't know. I'd love your take, and then we got to talk about this bond skill, and then maybe we show off this team. What do you think?
Yeah, good idea. But I will say, although I agree it is a great banner, I personally do not think it is the best banner ever. Actually, it could be, but I do think there is a downside for the banner working this way.
Please.
Which is, I know lots of people want to awaken Lust and all that stuff, and I know she's exclusive, which is great, so you're guaranteed. But by including another legendary, I feel like it distributes her chance a little bit.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point.
You're like maybe less likely to get her.
Yeah, I mean, it's a yes and no, because we don't know. They clearly are up to a little tomfoolery, right? With like Lust is an exclusive, so we don't know what her rate would be, right? But Arrogance undeniably would be in this bucket. Which the inherent rate of this bucket on like a normal 1+1 or something is like 1.13. So he should be at like 11.3%. But we also saw this with Hex, where they kind of bumped him up, so he wasn't as, they want people hitting a bit more. So they did bump Arrogance up, so we don't know what it would be. But is there a world where it would be like a 25% chance for Lust? That's true. So that's a nice point. So
we just don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, we can't know. That's a really, So if for like the people like that are gonna want to whale out and want to make that run at A5 Lust, which is one of the best A5s in the game, probably you're slightly hurt, but it's impossible to know for sure. But interesting take, definitely.
But if you exclude that, definitely probably top 3 banner in the game for sure.
Yeah. I would say the other banners that come to mind are like those 2x by 10x's. So the Boreas Cetrum one with Aurum, and then of course the Hot Cetrum one with Ezreal.
That was the one. That was a plus.
That was 2x by 10x.
2x times 2. Oh, interesting.
Cetrum gets a lot of love. I just don't pull him.
I've never pulled Cetrum.
Okay, then I can't complain. At least I have one. So we've got our fighter couple. Very promiscuous duo over here. So I think we can just start with the Lady of the Hour, Lust. Her bond skill, really fun. So for anyone that doesn't know how bond skills works, all you have to do is have the other hero on your team. You could even have Arrogance and feed him. You shouldn't do that, but you could. And you just have to unlock this just by having that hero pulled and on your roster. So you obtain Arrogance, then you've unlocked this. During the ultimate, 20% extra damage, and all damage dealt to enemies inflicts burn. So this just makes her a real freaking superstar. I think this is one of the very, very best bond skills in the game. Maybe number 2 only to Silas. What do you think?
Well, it reads insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to compare bond skills because there is only really one good bond skill in the game.
Well,
because
just
Deanna's
like
is bad, the other 2 are bad.
Well,
Silas is just so broken and game-breaking.
Yeah. Well, then let's talk about one of the other best bond skills now, and that's going to be what Arrogance gets. And it's, sometimes we have skills in this game, like things that happen with Uridin or Hex, where it's like you're reading a novel and it's, you have to have a PhD to understand it. Not so much with Arrogance here. During the ultimate, 15% increased attack. Pretty simple. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Which is pretty cracked.
Pretty cracked, yeah.
His base attack is already insane.
52
like
or
just
something. Yeah,
15%
48,
of that
yeah. Really good. So you actually can see we've built out a team here already, and yeah, Arrogance we've built, not counting Constance, not counting Pantheon, where we have everything at level 50 on my test server, 17.6, and then just 15% more of that, and it's a post-deployment boost. So it's super duper strong. I guess that kind of covers it. Should we hop into the battle? We set up an auto battle before that I'm going to run. This is like kind of a cute team that we did here. You want to talk about it?
I mean, sure. This is definitely not the most optimal team ever.
No.
We mostly just wanted to show off Arrogance and Lust. And Salazar's there too for a slight comparison, although he won't be getting Laurel boosted, so it's not the most accurate. Basically just Nightmares to boost the couple, and then Laurel to give them more ults, and Hollow just for more rage regen too.
And then
Constance for inspiration, obviously, too.
Yeah, and I think there will be some kind of, whether it's a meta or just an interesting strat, there'll be a lot more Constance because Lust is going to make a lot more Nightmare units viable again and kind of like have them have a comeuppance. And then if you have too many melee units, you only have those 2 tiles of Dolores range of melee. So it'll be an interesting thing. But you will see we're limited by Laurel because she's a platformer. You can only Laurel boost 2 units. So obviously we chose to do Arrogance and Lust. Should we run this and let's see it?
Yeah, let's go. Let's see how it goes. Obviously Arrogance A5 will probably be the highlight, but Lust is A0, I'm pretty sure. So
Lust is A0. You took the words out of my mouth. We could not point out the fact that Arrogance is A5. So shout out to Still Alive Gaming, who had the test server before I got it, and I haven't pulled another Arrogance even though I've tried. So I don't have A0 Arrogance, which I'd prefer to use. So he's cracked out at A5. So you're gonna see his damage is enormous, but Lust is gonna hold her own, and she's also helping him in a huge way because she just keeps whipping the heck out of that boy, keeping the rage up.
Yeah. And also, I think the artifact we have on Arrogance makes it so that Lust putting the burns makes Arrogance stronger.
True. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's definitely
Oh no! I think we did. We went Crystal Violence Wailing Skull for Arrogance.
Oh, never mind then.
one thing that drops off a bit here though is Lust. From what I can tell, I thought she'd be able to, because you can see Arrogance in this square over here above where we're putting Laurel. If people can see my cursor, he keeps summoning his Komodo demon from the Wailing Skull. I think Lust is just swinging and missing with it, if I'm being honest. We could even run this again after and put something else like a Realm Tear maybe, or because we don't have her exclusive yet. But you can see I don't see her summoning at all. So I was hoping she'd be able to put in the dead squares back here, but I don't think it's happening. So she's actually taking an extra penalty. But you can see still a really respectable number. So this is kind of like half a team. We're missing out on easily 2 more DPS, and we're still getting towards that kind of a 50k blood realm, I'd say.
Yeah, I think with if you ran the current meta team, you could probably pretty easily get 50.
Absolutely.
50k blood.
So when we did the manual, guys, we got about 92 and 122, so a bit more of a disparity there. I would love to, if you don't mind, if I can keep you for 1 more second, Destined, let's throw a different artifact on Lust, and let's see, because I do feel like she's just missing out. And then also, just to pull back through, I'm going to have a full Lust video guide, showcase everything. And from other tests, when I do a proper team, she can basically outdo almost everybody. And not just counting the support she does, her damage alone is just wacky. But I wanted to make sure we highlight Arrogance, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. This is more like a couple guide, you know, like a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
display.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna say we had to talk about it off camera just to tell people, and we were trying to decide: do we go for like a proper Leia Laurel this, or should we just highlight the couple because that's the banner? And this is where we settled. So people can yell at me in the comments if they want, because you were
yes,
quite
it's
open.
not the perfect test,
No, no,
obviously, but it's good enough.
we're
Like
going for like a
my
showcase and a building hype.
yeah, exactly. And my whole thing is being kind of all over the place, so I think this fits more. At
Want to
least for
claim? You
me
really
being
want to
on.
claim that brand?
Yeah,
I say a realm tear, right? We should get 3 tiles. They'll count it as right. So we'll get a
or is it
nice.
3 times
I
or
think they'll
just
count.
2?
I think they'll count it as 3 because I think they count the one right away from you. I guess it. Yeah, we'll get at least 2. That's a fact. So we'll get at least 6.
Or
Or do you have another
you
idea?
could use Arrogance exclusive potentially, and then use Wailing Skull and Lust,
That's a
because I
nice
think
idea.
that'll be the most even.
I do think I think that's a really good idea. I will say, you know this, but for other people, Arrogance doesn't put out burn. It's an annoying thing in his kit during the guild boss. They don't let him boomerang, so he can't inflict burn. But thankfully, Lust, because she has the Arrogance skill, she's going to put out a ton of burn during the ult. So it should be
Yeah,
really
which is
nice.
great.
Yeah, really.
I think they actually might have thought of that. I don't know why. It just
Yeah,
feels.
maybe they did. I mean, you see, guys, just watch, not even paying attention to Laurel. I would encourage people to watch. Just watch Arrogance's bar fill up because she's just, it's like a horse. She's just behind him, just whipping the heck out of the guy. It's pretty funny. She really
Poor
keeps him
guy
moving.
getting abused.
I think based on the cinematic, I don't know if he's such a poor guy. He seemed to do it. All right, so let's just run it one more time. But I guess I'll take this time to thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun. We had a lot of chatting off camera. This was
Thanks
a lot
for
of fun.
having me.
Totally.
Pretty much first collab. So
Shout out to War
it's
Guides.
a little.
Big shout out to War Guides, though.
Yeah, I was on War Guys stream a couple times, but apart from that, I haven't really branched out much.
Totally. Well, back whenever you want, man. And if you want to do something in your channel, we'll definitely make that happen as well.
I'll definitely keep that in mind if I come up with any ideas. Usually, I just one day will be like, "Oh, I want to do this," and then I'll do it pretty fast.
I think that's contributing to all your success you're having recently, though, because I think it's authentic and people are loving it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad people enjoy it. I originally created my channel just to try to help a little bit, and also steal War Guys content.
Yeah,
a little
for
bit
sure.
of it.
Yeah, that's why I did it as well.
I mean, it works, doesn't it? But yeah, as long as I'm like some people enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. It's like
The numbers looking a lot better, by the way.
Oh, yeah, already, because
Yeah.
we're getting a full artifact worth, and then Arrogance.
Oh, we got wiped though. Yikes!
Yeah.
So Arrogance took a bit of it now. Well, let's just actually stop it here, and we'll at least be able to gauge the difference. I don't want to take up too much of the viewers' time, but people can see it's pretty nice stuff. And wow, he's still slapping around though. So it's just really just to give you guys a sense, see how big the numbers are. I'll show the gear really quickly. The gear's not bad at all, but it's not game-breaking crazy. But it's certainly better than some of the gear I'd been mocked on the test server for in the past. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's good you got a little bit better gear.
Yeah, basically they weren't able to send me more gear, but what I was telling you off camera is I just farmed nonstop for like a week. Shout out to Pink Jesus. But then I was like, you guys have to send me hammers. So I was like, at least this way I just need to find the subsets, and then I'll just sit there and hammer it out until we get the right rolls. So it's not crazy, but we've got ancients now. You know, we have sets. Not everybody's broken. No more Anai builds on this test server at least. So there you go. I'll just click through. I guess it's really just Lust that needs the showcase. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
You could definitely improve it and get a little bit more out of her for sure.
Yeah. In a full comp, I did get a 50k blood pretty easily. When you did not just in a nightmare team, you know, I did Piercer and Nightmare, and it was quite nice.
Yeah, it's just insane. I mean, they're doing 100 mil non-optimal, right? It's
yeah,
crazy.
like in our first test, we did what 120. I can show people actually, and that's actually going to be the perfect place to end it. I think if we go over here and I go to our record, it should show just our top run, right?
It shows your best. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Maybe this was our best total, but the one we did right before we started filming, it was like 122 and 92. But even if you add this up, right, that's 205. So they're averaging over 100 million each, which, you know.
Yeah, and Lust also will buff. So it's just insane.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, Destined. Hope to have you back soon. And yeah, anything in the works, or people should just see whatever you come up with on the fly?
It's mostly what I come up with. I don't think I have. I have a couple things. Like I need to do some more Praetus content.
Nice. You
I
have
have
Praetus?
those filmed, but I haven't edited them yet.
You have
So
it?
much editing. I don't have them. I allegedly went on someone else's account to film.
Okay. Awesome. Allegedly. All right. Thank you so much, man. Guys, if you like it, be sure to check out Destin's channel. I'll have all those links in the description and the top pinned comment. I've been Fastidious. Get in the comments, subscribe, share it with your mother. We'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.